I'm watching Petey. Hi, Petey. Can you see Petey here? There's Petey. Yep. Say hi, Petey. I'm making noise, and so he's looking at the noise I'm making. And there's Eleanor in the background. This is it's about the third time I started making this video. Yesterday we ran out of battery. Didn't get back to it. Oh, there's Eleanor. Everybody's going to be in the video today. And then just now he's doing it, and Petey let me know he needed to go outside, so we had to stop and go take care of that business. I wanted to show you, before we got too deep into what I'm doing this morning, I wanted to show you today's cup, which is a lovely, oh, and there's Franklin, a lovely vintage Pyrex cup from Angela's. She has an amazing Pyrex collection, including several pair of this type of cup that we like to, when we have coffee together, that when we lived in Lyons, that we had a rotation of these Pyrex cups that we use every day. And so I was using that for another purpose. I need you, Frank. Yes, I know you're curious. I need you not to knock that off of there. Let me move this over here where I can keep a better eye on it. Everybody, like I said, is joining me this morning, but Nora's down next to the chair, so Petey's standing in front of the chair, you know, on full alert, and you can see what Franklin's up to. The Roosevelts and Petey. So, gee whiz. What I wanted to do, I haven't done one of these in a while, is read a Dr. Seuss. And this is On Beyond Zebra, as you can see, by Dr. Seuss. I remember these from my childhood. I remember just, I absolutely love the artwork and Dr. Seuss, and love the rhythm and rhyme of his prose. So this is for the kids. Petey, cut it out. This Dr. Seuss book we got a year ago Christmas, that the family all gathered out in Colorado, in Samstown, Colorado Springs, for Christmas time. And one of the things that we did, that we like to do, of course, most everybody in the family are bookish, and so we check out little used bookstores and found a whole stack of vintage Dr. Seuss there, and got them. This one is to Helen. I wanted to show you. I don't know who Helen is, but I'm very happy that she was the inspiration for this book. So without further ado, said Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell, my very young friend who is learning to spell. The A is for ape, the B is for bear, the C is for camel, the H is for hare, the M is for mouse, and the R is for rat. I know all the 26 letters like that. And there he is, very proud looking. Through to Z is for zebra, I know them all well, said Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell. So I know everything anyone knows from beginning to end, from the start to the close, because Z is as far as the alphabet goes. Then he almost fell flat on his face on the floor when I picked up the chalk and drew one letter more, a letter he had never dreamed of before. And I said, you can stop if you want with the Z, because most people stop with the Z, but not me. In the places I go, there are things that I see that I never could spell if I stopped with the Z. I'm telling you this because you're one of my friends. My alphabet starts where your alphabet ends. Look at that crazy looking letter. My alphabet starts with this letter I call Yuts. It's the letter I use to spell Yuts of my tuts. you'll be sort of surprised what there is to be found once you go beyond Z and start poking around. That's a Yetzimatutz, you see that? He's a big one. I don't know if that's the usual size they come in. Or... So on beyond zebra, explore. Like Columbus, discover new letters. Like wump is for wumbus, my high-spouting whale who lives high on a hill and who never comes down till it's time to refill. So on beyond Z, it's high time you were shown that you really don't know all there is to be known. You see his whale high-spouting? It's a wumpus. It's a type of whale, a wumpus. Then just a step further past wumpus for wumbus, and though you'll find an the is for umbus, a sort of a cow with one head and one tail. But to milk this great cow, you need more than one pail. She has 98 faucets that give milk quite nicely. Perhaps 99. I forgot. Just precisely. And boy, she is something most people don't see because most people stop at the Z, but not me. Let's see, this is an umpus. An umpus, that is one long cow. I ramble, I scramble through swamp and through swamp, where the letters get better, like letters like humph. There's a real handy letter. What's handy about it? Well, you can't spell wump wump a dumper without it. Check that out. If you stay home with zebra, you're stuck in a rut. But beyond zebra, you're anything but. Well, I know a fine fancy letter called fuddle. I use it in spelling Miss Fuddle-de-Duddle. And oh, what a bird of a bird of a bird. Her tail is the longest that's ever been heard of. So long and so fancy, she'd be in a fix if she didn't have helpers. It takes about 6 to tag along, hosting Miss Fuddle-de-Dumple's wonderful tale out of the muddle-de-puddles. Looky there at that, would you? But what a great tale and good helpers. Oh, and now Frank's ooh to the other armchair. And Glick is for Glicker, who lives in wild weeds and spends his time juggling fresh cinnamon seeds, which he usually is able to find in great number, excepting, of course, in the month of September, when cinnamon seeds aren't around in great number. So that month he juggles the seeds of cucumber. And look at this. Where that wumpus was so big, look how tiny that guy is. But it juggles lots of seeds. And new is a letter I use to spell nutches, who live in small caves known as niches for hutches. The nutches have troubles, the biggest of which is the fact that there are more nutches than niches. Each nutch in a niche knows that some other nutch would like to move into his niche very much. So each nutch in a niche has to watch the small niche of nutches who haven't got niches will snitch. I'm not going to try that again. That's as good as I'm going to get that one read. There they are. They're all in their little places with Somebody gets up to go do something else and somebody moves into their spot. Then we go on to snee, and the snee is for sneedle, a terrible kind of ferocious mosquito whose humdinger stinger is sharp as a needle. The sneedle's too tough to be killed with a smack, so he has to be hunted on elephant back. And your eyes and the elephant's have to be keen, and you have to aim fast, and you have to hit clean. And the bullet you shoot is a stale navy bean that you dunk for 3 weeks in old sour kerosene, which is awfully hard work, so it's easy to see why most people stop at the Z, but not me. Look at this operation. Oh, look at the stinger on him. Yeah, buddy. Wonder what the elephant's name is. Let's see, when you go on beyond zebra, who knows? There's no telling what wonderful things you might find yourself spelling. Like Quan is for quandre, who lives on a shelf in a hole in the ocean alone by himself. And he worries each day from the dawn's early light, and he worries, just worries far into the night. And he just stands there and worries. He simply can't stop. Is his top side his bottom, or his bottom side top? Well, there you go. You can see why he wouldn't know. I think he maybe shouldn't worry about it. Probably doesn't matter. And fand is for fanderns, and oh, are they sad? Oh, the big one you see has a smaller one shadow. The shadow the small fander has should be his. I don't understand it, but that's how it is. A terrible mix-up in shadows. Gee whiz. Oh, look. Oh, Petey and Nora are making noise. The little one has a giant shadow and the big one has a tiny shadow. That would be confusing. And splaz is a letter I use to spell splasm, a beast who belongs to the nism of basm. Handy for traveling, that's why he has them. More easy to pack than a suitcase or grip. Those horns carry all that he needs on a trip. A thread and a needle for mending his socks, his toothbrush, a cup, and 2 3-handed clocks, and his velvet umbrella, his vegetable chopper, and also his gold-plated popping corn popper, and a grasshopper cage for his great favorite grasshopper. Well, there you go. I guess that is everything you would need on a trip, isn't it? Yeah. All right there handy where you can see everything too. I like that. And flob is for flob bobber babobber bubs who bounce in the water like blubbery tubs. They're no good to eat. You can't cook them like steaks, but they're handy in crossing small oceans and lakes. Check it out. They're like stepping stones in the ocean. And jog is my letter for spelling jogoons who doodle around in the far desert dunes. Just doodle around, crooning very sad tunes about peppermint, peanuts, and pebbles and prunes, and paint pots and polka dots, pin heads and pigs, and their grandmother's grandfather's stepsister's wigs. So you see, there's no end to the things you might know, depending how far beyond zebra you go. Those guys are cool looking. I like their big blue eyes. Try to turn 2 pages. A letter called Flun, and the Flun is for Flunnel, a softish, nice fellow who hides in a tunnel. He only comes out of his hole, I'm afraid, when the right kind of softish, nice music is played. On a kind of a hunting horn called the Ogrumph, and you learn how to play it takes months after month. Of practicing isn't much funneth, and besides it's quite heavy, weighs almost a tonneth. That's why few people bother to play the Ogrumph, so the funnel's been out of his tunnel just oneth. Look at that. This been out of his tunnel just oneth. It's good that they were there to capture the image, I guess. And way, way past C is the letter called itch. And the itch is for ichapods, animals which race around, back and forth and back through the air on a very high sidewalk between here and there. They're afraid to stay there, they're afraid to stay here. They think there is too far, they think here is too near. And since here is too near and out there is too far, they're too scared to roost wheresoever they are. Well, that's just sad. I don't know why I've decided to cough through this whole thing this morning, but I'm sorry, that's just kind of how it is. There's a letter called Yuck, and the Yuck is for Yucko, who holds in an underground grotto in Gecko. These Yuckos love echoes, this is their motto. For best Yucko autos, try Gecko or grotto. You know what a grotto is? It's a kind of a cave. I think it's a cave that involves water. And hi, my letter for High Gargilorum. It's a high. Is my letter for High Gargilorum. For getting me places real fast, I'm all for 'em. They puff along and their brakes never squeak, and they run every hour, every day of the week, from the town of North Nub to the town of Eats Ounce, making stops at West Bunglefield, Yupster, and Jounce. And at Ipswich and Nipswich, and also South Bounce, and another small town that's too hard to pronounce. Check it out. Would that not be a fun place to ride? The places I took him, I tried hard to tell. Young Conrad, Cornelius, O'Donnell, Odell. A few brand new wonderful words he might spell. I led him around and I tried hard to show there are things beyond Z that most people don't know. I took him past zebra as far as I could, and I think perhaps, maybe, I did him some good. Look at that weird place. They're tiptoeing along all those big sleeping felines. Because he finally said, "This is really great stuff." And I guess the old alphabet isn't enough. There's kind of everybody all on one page. Check that out. Now, the letters he uses are something to see. Most people still stop at the Z, but not he. Check out that letter. That's nice. Most people will stop at the Z, but not he. This is a list of the letters for people who don't stop at Z. How about that? There you go. So that is On Beyond Zebra by Dr. Seuss, written for Helen. Oh, look at this. I want you to know, what should we call this one? So you get to decide. Most people stop at Z, but not he. So On Beyond Zebra by Dr. Seuss. So thanks for taking a look at that. You have yourself a glorious rest of your day. It is a good day to make soup and stay in around here. We got a little bit of snow and a lot of wind. There you go. Be a bright light to somebody today. Bye-bye.